Hey everybody, it's Catherine from My Preppy Style, and I don't know if you guys follow me religiously enough, but I did get a haircut, so yeah, you don't need to comment on it a bunch unless you really like it or anything, but I just did get a little trim, because I don't like my hair too long. But anyway, there's been a little bit something on my mind that I wanted to kind of vlog about, and I thought it'd be good to get out in the open, and I just want to kind of document my feelings on this, and hopefully you guys can gain something out of this. But first semester of senior year was probably the most difficult semester. Not surprisingly, junior year is usually hyped up to be the hell of high school, and that was not the case for me. I took a good course load that didn't stress me out too much. I liked my class, liked my teachers, I had good people to help me out. This year, I love people in my classes, my teachers are nice, but some of the tests and stuff, they just do not prepare us for. And I tend to stress out, and there were a couple other factors in here that did cause me to worry a little bit more than I would have liked. So there was a certain point where I literally had so many things I was worrying about, I had to write them all down. Because when I get nervous about finals, like when I had finals, I got a sticky note, and I literally, for every final, would write down, like each day I'd write down Tuesday, study for this, do that, finals tomorrow, here's what you think about. I like to write down lists. So I wrote down everything I was worried about, and I put it on a draft in Tumblr. If you guys really want me to, I can post it. I'm not too apprehensive about that, and my Tumblr link is in the down bar if you want to check that out. But I wrote down 9 things in my draft, so it's not public, it's just personal for me to look at. So I made one titled Things I'm Worried About, and this was around November time. Yeah. It was like beginning of November, so it was 2 months before finals, really crunched on it. My grades were kind of suffering more than I'm used to, and so I made one titled Things I'm Worried About and one titled Things That Were Worth Being Worried About. So as each of these things came up, as each of these 9 came and went, if it was worth worrying about those things because it didn't turn out like I wanted to, I would write it down. And I'm making this video now because it's 2 months later, and all the things on my list have come and gone, so I can tell you if they were worth worrying about. And it ended up being that only 1 out of 9 was worth worrying about. And that was an econ test, because I didn't perform nearly as well as I wanted to. But in the end, my grade turned out fine. So that one factor didn't affect me that much. But these were all sorts of things, from getting my teacher rec letter submitted to making sure my band was going to Disneyland for a field trip, and it just didn't seem like it was going to happen. I was stressed about that. I was stressed about not having enough time. I was stressed about almost all my grades, my supplement for my #1 school, University of Virginia. I was worried about that wasn't good enough. I was worried about an essay. I was worried about so much. And in my head, people always tell, like, don't worry about stuff. It's not worth it. And I'm not making this to tell me, like, oh, it's not worth worrying. I'm just seeing, like, if worrying about it produce something. Let's see, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that I'm not sure if worrying is beneficial or harmful. To me, it's, people always say, you know, worrying is not worth it. But maybe because I worried about these things so much, and I concentrated on them so much, and I really put all my time and energy into them, that they happened. Like, that's what I'm kind of questioning here. I'm kind of opening up to you guys, because people always say, like, you'll be most happy when you don't care at all. And that's totally untrue whatsoever. Like, not true at all. Because if you don't care about anything, if you don't feel tied to anything, you don't invest yourself in anything, how are you supposed to feel redeemed, and how are you supposed to feel satisfied in what you're doing? So I feel like in my life, I always like to put emphasis on things, and I like to make things important in my mind. And sometimes I make them more important than they should be. Like, my math teacher needed to submit a rec, and it ended up being fine. I didn't have to worry about it at all. He had it all under control, and that was something that I really didn't need to worry about, but at the time, it felt like I needed to be worried. Like, what always happens in school is, in the middle of the semester, it's like, oh, it's never gonna happen, I don't even know what I'm doing. And then by the end of the semester, like, it's fine. You're like, I don't even know why I was worrying so much. It totally worked out fine. I shouldn't even been that crazy. But maybe it was because you were so crazy during that time that it turned out so well. Like, that's just a question I'm bringing up right now. So I'd like to see some of you possibly make this list, if you want. I'm not sure how many views this video is going to get, or if it's worth it to you, but I would like to see you make a list of things you're worried about, whether it be one thing. That'd be awesome, because no one wants to be worried. One thing to, 20 things, and it could be anything in your life, your social life, your parents, your family, your school, your extracurriculars. It could be anything, and just make a list, and then as things go by, if they were worth being worried about because they didn't work, and basically you were worrying for what eventually did happen, mark those down. because I would like to see if you think worrying is worth it. I'm not saying that when I worry I'm in this frenzy of like I don't have any sensible notions of anything. It's not that. When I worry, it's go time for me. Like when I worry, like I talk about it a lot and I do a lot around it and I have to make it done. And if you'd like to see me make more videos about kind of like philosophical things I'm thinking about, or you know, stuff that's on my mind, or things that I do to kind of get the stress off, let me know, because I kind of like making these kind of videos. I love writing and I love documenting all my feelings, and in my drafts on Tumblr, I'm just scrolling through them right now, I have like, I date everything and I have like at least 30 posts here of just like my feelings at certain times. So I'd be happy to make more videos about this kind of stuff. I think the vlog channel is the perfect place to make it, but if you want to see it on my main channel, let me know too. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Cather out!